This episode of My Two Satoshis is brought to you by BetMatch.io. Have a gambling itch to scratch? Then get over to BetMatch and try their wide variety of sports betting genres from football, baseball, basketball, MMA, and even UFC. BetMatch offers transparent betting on the blockchain with co-guaranteed win payouts, and funds are always in your control until the bet is lost. Visit bitmatch.io by visiting the link below and start gambling transparently today. Yes, your boy Crypto Blood, and welcome to another episode of My Two Satoshis. It is September 18th, 2019. Shout out to my man Ward Sparks again out there on YouTube. Drum, this is a different take from Drum. He's normally doing rap joints. It's a nice little mellow R&B track called The Laydown, featuring H-E-R and Watt. All these acronyms. What's going on, people? Hope you guys are doing well, and welcome to another episode. Today, we are going to be looking at CBOE. They're withdrawing. I actually tweeted this when it came out. They're withdrawing their VanEck SolidX Bitcoin ETF proposal from SEC review. I don't know if you guys remember, this was something that I got right. I called it well before it even got delayed. I'll pull the receipts for you so you know. But this is interesting, and it really brings up a whole nother question. What effect will this have on Bakkt? You know, are they withdrawing because there's lack of demand for this? This is something that we need to take a look at, and I'll give you my two Satoshis on it because I don't know if the demand is really there as we inside the cryptocurrency arena want to believe it is. We don't know. Maybe they were tapped on the shoulder by, you know who, Steve Mnuchin. He said he's cracking down on cryptocurrencies and all that stuff. So maybe that's the reason. But again, we'll take a look at this out of Cointelegraph. Second article, and more important article for today. And it doesn't directly relate to Bitcoin, but it kind of does. It just shows how effed up this system is. The U.S. quietly, or I should say the Federal Reserve, quietly prints $75 billion out of thin air on Wednesday. Yesterday evening, I believe, they printed $75 billion, which is almost or roughly around half the market cap of Bitcoin in one night. Something's going on here in the credit markets, the repo markets. We'll take a look at that. I'll give you my two Satoshis on it. If you guys aren't familiar with the repo markets, I'll break it down for you and give you some guidance on what I think this means and what's going on here. This is interesting. This is really interesting and slightly concerning here. And the last article for today, alt season, is it here? You know, I will have to say people have been so pro Bitcoin the last, I would say, 6 to 12 months. You know, everyone's on Twitter. I'm done with alts. I'm 80% Bitcoin. I'm 90% Bitcoin. I think personally we will see another alt season. I just think the breadth of it will be much smaller than it was in 2017. But because everyone has been so bullish only on Bitcoin, and Bitcoin's dominance is at 70%, somewhere around there, it's time to take the opposite trade. It is that if you want to be a professional trader, guys, you almost have to be a contrarian trader, because if you follow the herd, either there's not a lot of alpha left in that trade, meaning the difference between you just holding Bitcoin versus trading in and out or trying to be more active in your portfolio management. You need to really look at that. The more people that have a consensus in one direction, you need to start thinking about taking the opposite, because normally it gets the pendulum swings to the right and left, but it swings extreme right and usually extreme left. So there needs to be some balance or medium, come back to the mean. I think it is time to really allocate more into the alts. I've been buying EOS in the $3.30 area, so I'm looking good there. Haven't bought any Binance. A few others I've purchased as well. But yes, it is time. I personally think you want to get ahead of the curve and not follow the wave when it comes to trend reversals. You just got to think about that. It's hard to time the tops and time the bottoms. You'll probably never do it. Someone has to be that person that does it. They're going to take all the credit like they just knew what the hell they were doing. 9 times out of 10, they didn't. It was just luck. Someone has to be there when the tide shifts. Okay. But we'll take a look at what the sentiment is in the streets with altcoins. And so before we actually get started for today, I do want to let you guys know there's an announcement. I will be starting a new segment called Ask the Block, where you can ask me pretty much anything. Let's keep it focused on cryptocurrencies, and I will take those questions and dedicate a whole video to those questions and give you guys my honest opinion on all of those. I will start this next week, but you can start asking your questions now in the comments below of any video. It doesn't matter what video it is. All you have to do is put hashtag AskCB, and I'll make sure I filter those types of comments out and answer those questions. So again, we'll start next week. You can start today and going forward, hashtagging AskCB. All right. And one last thing, just to let you guys know, again, there is a promo going on, a give back to all of those loyal customers of Bitmart Exchange. They have a new service called Quick Exchange, where you can buy cryptos directly from your debit, Visa, MasterCard, right from their website. So visit bitmart.com/quick-exchange to find out details on how to do that. But let me just say, if you spend more than $200, they will give you back 100 USDT tokens. So essentially, you get half your money back. All right, so check it out. First 30 users. I'm not sure where they are with this, but go on over there, check it out. It ends next week, next Monday to be exact. But let's go ahead and take a look at these markets. Coin360.com. Bitcoin is down 0.5% right now to $10,182. Ethereum is up 1.7% to $212, a little off its highs. We've got Litecoin up 5.3% to $79, and we've got Tron up 6.3%. EOS is down slightly, 0.6% to $4.12. And okay, all you fanboys out there, you try to get on my head because I did not mention XRP being up yesterday. I don't look for XRP. I'm not checking for XRP. XRP is up 10% today. Not even sure why. Maybe I'll try to do some research and figure out what rumors are going on. I saw someone in my comments yesterday talking about there's rumors they were doing something with some new company or whatever. But again, they are the worst performing. I don't know why you fanboys are so excited. Y'all the worst performing this year. So getting back to 31 cents is bravo.
Congratulations! Congratulations!
Yeah, year to date, you guys are down 15%. Just put it in context. So chill out. Chill out. But yeah, I'll look into why XRP may be up like this over the last couple of days. If it's over rumors, again, that's not sustainable, honestly. And the thing about XRP, I keep telling you guys, no, I don't like the XRP token for, ideological reasons, as far as it trying to help assist the banking system become more efficient. That's not what we're trying to do here, people. That is not what we're trying to do in cryptocurrencies. But that's not even, that's the main reason. But the secondary reason is that I don't see all these deals and willing and dealing that XRP or Ripple Labs is doing out here in the industry with different banks and stuff. None of it utilizes XRP, the token. It's all like private chain, not private chain, but you know what I'm saying? Like it's no use case for the actual token. And from what I'm seeing, maybe I'm wrong. Let me know in the comments below, but that's the secondary reason why I just think it's a bunch of bull and it's just a speculative bubble and will eventually fade back, way back, in my opinion, over the next 5 years. Most banking systems are not going to use it. They're going to adopt and use their own platforms. JP Morgan coin. Come on now. They're going to take the lion's share of the market. And then we got Wells Fargo creating their own stable coin. So it's a couple of things, not just one reason. I'm very analytical with my decisions. So I don't just go with emotions. But again, I'll look into that and see what's going on with XRP. First article out of Cointelegraph. CBOE withdraws VanEck SolidX Bitcoin ETF proposal from the SEC review. So it says that the CBOE BZX Equity Exchange has withdrawn its proposal before the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. VanEck SolidX Bitcoin Exchange Traded Fund. On September 17th, which was yesterday, the SEC published a notice that the CBOE had withdrawn its application for VanEck SolidX Bitcoin ETF on September 13th. Although no reason was given, the decision to withdraw the proposal came just weeks after the firm began offering a limited Bitcoin ETF for institutions. So it says that the SEC had already delayed a decision on the matter, but was facing a final deadline of October 18th to determine whether to approve or reject the Bitcoin ETF. Despite the withdrawal, VanEck, director of digital asset strategies, said, "We are committed to support Bitcoin and Bitcoin-focused financial innovation. Bringing to market a physical, liquid, and insured ETF remains a top priority. We continue to work closely with the regulators and market participants to get one step closer every day." I'm very suspicious and really want to know. I'm curious as to why they pulled this thing. Honestly, there has to be a valid reason for them pulling this. One being lack of interest in this investment vehicle. You know, we think that institutions want to really get into this game, but maybe they don't. I don't know. I don't have my ear in the industry, in the loop on Wall Street like that. So I can't really tell you, but that could be one, or it could be political. It could be something from the administration saying, hey, pull back on this. If that's the case, then what does that lend us or leave us to believe about what's going on with BACT? Are they still going to go forward? And why? Why is BACT going forward if there is lack of interest in this investment vehicle? We'll have to see. This is very interesting. We'll have to see what happens with this, but I thought I would bring that to your attention. Second article, and this is very important here. The U.S. quietly printed $75 billion, which is about half the market cap of Bitcoin, out of thin air for the banks. This is why Bitcoin matters. This article says out of CCN. Yeah, this is true. The Federal Reserve Bank of New York very quietly handed out $75 billion in cash to the banks on Wednesday in a process known as Repo, or repurchase operation. This emergency measure hasn't been used at scale for a decade, since the last financial crisis, so that should really give you an alert there. It's a reminder that the central bank's power to artificially expand the money supply and devalue your money. This is why Bitcoin, with its capped supply and strict predictable output, matters. This is true. This is very true. So this is wow, look at this chart, people. This is crazy. The Fed to inject $75 billion into financial systems after funding freeze. Look at that chart. Skyrockets. September 16th, that looks like maybe 2%, and it just shoots up to 10% overnight. This is absolutely crazy. In simple terms, the central bank prints $75 billion and makes it available to commercial banks for a 24-hour period. In exchange, the bank posts treasury bonds and other assets as collateral. It gives the banks instant liquidity for the overnight money market, where banks execute short-term loans with each other. It's a canary in the coal mine. It means liquidity has dried up in the overnight money markets. And if you guys don't recall, this is what happened over the weekend before the main bailout we had of $1 trillion in 2009. Very similar situation. It says the banks desperately needed liquid cash to trade and lend each other overnight. The first warning sign came as the overnight interest rate shot up over 10%, and the Fed had to step in to ease liquidity crisis. So essentially, you know, the banks ran out of money, people. As those interest rates shot up, they couldn't fulfill the obligation on those interest notes because they're overnight. You know, there's real short-term loans that the banks do with the Federal Reserve. Is a normal operation, the repo. But to have this happen, like go from 2% to 10% overnight, is a problem. That is a definite problem. These guys already operate on very small margins. They're lending out your money, rehypothecation, all that crazy stuff. This is bound to have a crack in it at some point. Now, again, this doesn't mean this is the end, though, people. This is what I want you guys to realize and think about, and not get caught up in emotions about. Actually, we all depend on this system. It's messed up for sure. But if this system does crash, an unorderly crash, right, that's going to halt everything. Like even the businesses that the companies you work for, your mom, your dad, your siblings, your families, they will be affected and will have to lay you off. So don't think that, a crash is necessarily a good thing. Maybe in the long run, a reset is, but in the short run, it's going to wreak havoc and cause hell for the majority of people out there. So, don't be careful what you wish for is all I'm saying. But I personally don't think it's going to get that bad. Again, this system is run by the 1%. And if the system crashes, all that wealth transfer has to go from the 1% to essentially not necessarily to us, because we don't have, as I'm saying, us as in the 99%, don't necessarily have the cash to take advantage of anything. Okay. Most are living check to check. So what will happen though, just kind of money will just be destroyed, written off the books, and it'll be a reset like that. But again, it doesn't help you. It doesn't help you at all. So I don't think that's going to happen. They're going to take extraordinary measures that we haven't even seen yet compared to what was happening in 2008 with the bailout. That's a drop in the bucket as to how far they're going to go to keep this system going. So don't think it's going to be over in 6 months or something like that. But the article says, why does this matter for Bitcoin? The trend here is obvious. Monetary easing is back in a big way. Stimulus, low interest rates, and QE. Since the 2008 crisis, these tools have flooded the U.S. money supply and weakened the purchasing power of your dollar. That's for sure. Bitcoin is different. Bitcoin cannot be manipulated by central banks. That's a fact. Bitcoin has a hard-coded 21 million coin cap. That's a fact. It can never be changed. No entity can print more or set artificial lending rates. Bitcoin's daily supply is predictable. Its monetary policy known decades in advance. This is very true. All of this is true. But again, will this have a direct correlation or impact on Bitcoin? Even if stuff starts to hit the fan, it's hard to say. I know you don't want to hear that, but I'm just telling you the truth because we don't know. I think personally, money is going to probably flee. And I've said this before. It's going to flee into your fixed assets, so bonds, T-bills, all those, and also into gold. I think gold will do very well initially out of all of this. The smart money, yes, those are people who know about Bitcoin and how it could play into this whole system. The smart money is going to buy Bitcoin for sure. But I think the real effect will happen. It will be kind of a delayed effect. It won't hit Bitcoin like that hard right away. I think it'll be a delayed effect. You'll see some reaction, of course, positively, and I think the move will even be percentage wise bigger than whatever happens in gold. But I'm saying the relative amount of nominal dollars that go into Bitcoin, I think will be much smaller than what will go into treasury bills and into gold. So just keep that in mind. But percentage wise, yes, Bitcoin is the better play for you. So we'll have to see what happens here. Last article also out of CCN, altcoin season is about to return. Here's why. Alternative coins or altcoins have been bleeding slowly for the last 2 years. It says this is especially true for altcoins in their Bitcoin pairs. Many are down by over 90% from their all-time highs. Some mid-cap coins have even breached their historical support levels and are printing fresh new lows on an almost daily basis. And the drop was so deep that some retail traders had to cut their losses after months of hodling. And this is an example of a guy talking about what coins he had purchased and saying that it's just a done deal. He's stacking sats all the way now. But for experienced traders, and this is what I was talking about, watching retail investors capitulate is always a good sign. It indicates that the bottom is around the corner. This is perhaps one of the reasons why some widely followed accounts on crypto Twitter are starting to be bullish on altcoins. So they're talking about different people. Crypto Bitlord, I've heard of him ranting about XRP and threatening to sue them, I think. Crypto Rand, we've got Crypto Loom Dart. I don't know none of these people. Don't follow any of them, but they're saying that they're bullish now on the altcoin. So it says these 4 traders are just the tip of the iceberg. There are many more on crypto Twitter accounts with huge followings that are shifting their sentiment from bearish to bullish with the altcoins. And if we look at the performance of the altcoins, they have screenshots from Coin 360 in the past week. Rivals that many are up big, like Ethereum and Ripple spearheading the charge. Ethereum up 18%, Ripple up 19%. But again, if we took a look at year to date, Ripple is still down 13%. The alts are definitely having a nice bounce So we'll have to see what happens. You guys let me know. Do you think the altcoin season is starting? If so, will it be like 2017? Me personally, I don't think it will be. Definitely not percentage wise, but also not as many coins, as many tokens. It won't be. It'll be more concentrated. Again, you guys let me know your thoughts on that. But I would have to say that is the end of this episode. Shout out again to my man Wired Sparks for the song request. Drum, The Laydown. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. And click that bell to be notified about unbiased crypto news reported from a 6-year vet in the game. Yours truly, Crypto Blood. I'm out of here. Holla.